You guys need to stop saying that Kazuya is broken, because he is absolutely not. What's up everyone, and welcome to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate video. Recently on Twitter and in lots of discussion threads, I've been seeing the common statement that Kazuya is now broken all of a sudden, and that he is going to ruin the game for competitors and for players alike. Now, I'll share the sentiment that Kazuya is not very fun to fight against just because he requires a certain playstyle to beat him, but saying that he is broken is a completely another matter whatsoever. So today, as a Kazuya player, I'm going to be telling you guys why he is not broken. The first thing is that Kazuya is not very fast. Obviously, his fastest movement option is to do the Kazuya cancel dashes across the stage, which is a pretty fast movement option, and you can do things out of it. However, his relative ground speed is very slow. As you can see, his dash is pretty slow compared to most other characters, especially characters in this game who are top tiers, who are usually quite fast and nimble. Another disadvantage that Kazuya has is that he has a very large frame, which means he's going to get hit. He's a heavy, which means he's going to get comboed, and he doesn't even have a good jump. Like, look at his jump. His jump squat is barely anything. This is me full hopping. His full hop barely goes to the top of Ryu's head. His full hop does not even reach the first compared to like Steve, his full hop does not even reach the platform. Barely reaches the second platform if you do cancellations and air dodges. That's the biggest problem with Kazuya, is the fact that he can't get around the stage. In a game like Smash Ultimate, where movement is one of the most important things, when you look at all the top tiers, they have all different types of movement. Or when you look at characters that are winning, they're either fast, they're small, or they can move around the stage in unique ways. You see characters like Fox, Joker, Pikachu, all of these characters who can move. They have lower hitboxes than other characters, like Pikachu has a small hitbox, Joker has a smaller hitbox. They're both fast characters that can move around the stage very well, and that's something that Kazuya can't do. And the reason this is such a disadvantage for Kazuya is because there's so many characters in this game who could just play lame. Like, right now I'm facing, if you're talking about characters, even a character that's supposed to be a fighting game character like Ryu, who's supposed to get up in your face and do combos like that, you can just camp the whole game with Shoryuken. You can do the special input for Shoryuken, and you can just camp the whole game. That's how some Ryu players play, and they win. And he's not even a campy character. There's so many characters, especially when playing Kazuya online, which granted is definitely the worst way to play Kazuya, but you can tell that there's so many characters that can just camp out Kazuya. I can list random characters off the top of my head, like Villager, Mega Man, Duck Hunt Dog, even character Banjo, characters that are literally not in the meta, but can just camp out Kazuya and just win. They have a free matchup against him just because they can out-camp him with projectiles. His fastest and best option against projectiles is either shield or is the axe kick that you can reflect projectiles with. The only problem with that is that even if you have frame perfect input, it only hits one projectile. For example, if Mega Man was to shoot 3 pellets, or it was to throw a metal saw and a side B at the same time, and I axe kick the metal saw, I would still get hit by the side B, and the metal saw would be easily shielded by Mega Man. This is really hard. This is really the worst part for Kazuya's reflector, is because it comes out also very slow. It comes out on like frame 12, I think, which is very slow. And if you're in a shield, reacting to certain things is really hard, especially if you're getting pressured, which means you won't usually be able to time, which means you're forced into shield, and that's where you get grabbed and comboed by the many characters in this game who can combo. That's the worst part, is that Kazuya is a heavy, which means all of these things, you're stuck in shield the whole game, you're getting pressured by projectiles, and then you get comboed and you just die. The one good thing that Kazuya has going for him is that he's a heavy, that he can survive well, so you can survive at pretty high percents with Kazuya and get his rage meter, but then that's another problem, is that his rage meter is absolutely terrible, especially when you compare it to somebody else's rage meter in the game, Terry. The biggest comparison that I can come up with Kazuya's rage meter and is Joker's rage meter, actually, not even Terry's, because Joker's actually goes away over time. As you can see, when Arsene is after you go a certain amount of time, Arsene will go away depending on how much you get hit, or just the time limit, similar to Kazuya's rage. But the problem with Kazuya's rage is that it's not like Arsene. You barely get any damage buffs. You don't really get any movement speed buffs. The only thing that Kazuya's Rage Meter is good for is the one move when you grab your opponent and it does massive amounts of damage. Now granted, that move is very broken, it has armor, it's a command grab, and it kills at like 70% on most characters, which is very, very good, and would make Kazuya probably very, very broken, if not for the fact that it goes away after 1 or 2 hits, and it doesn't stay, and it has a time limit at the same time. The whole point of it is to be like Terry's move, where at 100%, now he has Go, he unlocks his secret potential at Go, and now for Terry, he can use an infinite amount of special moves that he has. He unlocks 2 new, stronger versions of his own special moves, a command grab that, or not a command grab, but a command, almost like a semi-command grab that doesn't grab through shield, but prioritizes, has heavy armor, can kill very, very early, you can combo into it, and it doesn't go away. It lasts until you die, as soon as you get to 100. For Kazuya, you can get hit 1 or 2 times. If you get Go, you'll most times in competitive games, you'll just see the opponent just start to camp. Because you could just camp with Villager, hit Kazuya with a few, 2 or 3 pellets, and then all of a sudden Rage Meter is gone, and now you're just playing as normal Kazuya. Which means the Rage Meter didn't really help you that much. Which means all of it was for nothing. That's the biggest problem with Kazuya, is that he's small, he can get his combos off, but if he messes up his combos, which can be DI'd very easily if you know how to, he's very slow, then he gets camped out, and when his comeback meter comes, he can continue to get camped out, and then his comeback meter will have, or his comeback mechanic will have come and gone. All of a sudden, you're at 130%, your opponent is at like 20%, or your opponent's at like 80%, and now you're fishing for kills with Kazuya, which can be very easy depending on your opponent, or also can be very hard, because you can continue to get camped out, you're forced into your shield, you get grabbed, you get killed, and now you have to start all over again. With your opponent up a stock, now you can now camp, and then you're just stuck in the endless cycle of just not being able to get into your opponent at all, which is Kazuya's biggest problem. Now, I'll end this video by saying Kazuya is a good character. My opinions on Kazuya have been raised over the last few months. I used to think that he was mid-tier. Now I do think he's high-tier, but for the people that saying he's broken and on the levels of like Joker or Pikachu, those people are absolutely out of their minds. Most people just do not want to learn a new character that actually can counter Kazuya, because they're just frustrated that their character might lose to Kazuya, or might struggle with Kazuya just because he can't outrange him or can't camp him out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to let me know what you guys think about Kazuya in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time.